you want to be tested, this is the race to be tested.
Welcome to the magnificent Aegean Sea. When you think of idyllic sailing conditions, Greece always comes to mind. Sailors from around the world, representing 14 countries, made the trip to the mythical Aegean archipelago for the second edition of the 600-mile grand tour of the Aegean Sea and its legendary islands. The thrills of the Aegean Islands and a challenging racecourse featuring all wind angles and wind speeds were the motivation that made this event a must-do for all serious offshore sailors.
Είμαστε ευτυχείς που συνεχίζεται η διοργάνωση για δεύτερη φορά και φέτος. Η διαφορά μεταξύ των δύο διοργανώσεων, παρά το γεγονός ότι η περσινή διοργάνωση ήταν απόλυτα επιτυχής, φέτος έχουμε πολύ μεγάλη ποιοτική διαφορά, διότι έχουμε πολύ μεγάλα σκάφη αξιόλογα που έχουν μετάσχει σε πολλούς διεθνείς αγώνες και επομένως αυτό αναβαθμίζει πάρα πολύ τη διοργάνωση.
This year's fleet was incredibly diverse, with participation of super yachts, trimarans and catamarans, in addition to the more conventional offshore-capable monohull designs. Everyone agreed that with this, the outstanding support and the beautiful but also challenging racecourse, the Aegean 600 is truly unique among the world's offshore races.
It's not just like the charter boats going from one port to the next. When you really sail in the Aegean, you get all types of weather, in all types of directions, in all types of situations, and you're surprised every time in every place.
Compared to the most 600 nautical mile races that are around the world, the Aegean 600 is unique because you have so many islands that you pass around. So I think it's a race that it's more difficult and you have to expect more changes in the wind. So you expect a lot more sail changes, but you also see lots of beautiful scenes and lots of beautiful islands.
We love the race already, or before we've started. It's just the course is amazing. We love the weather. We love that there's wind. You know, we're really keen to sail a boat in a higher breeze and go fast.
The Aegean 600 is co-organised with the region of Attica and Olympic Marine. The world-class marina in Lavrio is the perfect starting point for the crew's efforts and has everything a sailor may need and even more, making it the place to be for participants from all over the world.
A race of this size needs facilities like the facilities of Olympic Marine, because we have one of the best marinas in the Med. We can accommodate all the boats, we have dry dock facilities.
A brilliant opening ceremony took place in the facilities of the Olympic Marine and acted as the best way to welcome so many participants from Greece, which has always been considered as one of the most hospitable countries to visit.
Race Regatta of Aegean 600. Athletes are in the Aegean Sea.
I present you the perpetual trophy of the Aegean 600.
Been so impressed by the sort of organisation and the professional nature around the whole race. The opening ceremony was incredible. We got fed amazingly, we got entertained, and everyone in the marina and working around the Aegean 600 has just been a pleasure and so helpful with everything.
Aegean 600 is a non-stop race that makes it appealing to sailors. The course is carefully designed and would lead participants to islands of breathtaking beauty, with Sunio as a starting point, just under the dominating ancient Temple of Poseidon. During their route, the boats would pass Milos before going through the caldera of Santorini. They then continue south to Kassos, and after leaving Karpathos to port, they pass Rhodes, Kos, Kalymnos, Pharmakonisi, Agathonisi, Patmos, and onwards across the Icarian Sea. After that, they sail between Mykonos and Delos, and after passing through Yaros and Kea, they finish back in Sunio. The total course distance is approximately 605 nautical miles.
Το Aegean 600 συνδυάζει καταπληκτικά, θα έλεγα, και το πολιτιστικό προϊόν της χώρας μας, δηλαδή περνάνε από νησιά μοναδικά, περνάνε κάτω από τον ναό του Ποσειδώνα στο Σούνιο και όλα αυτά του δίνουν μια μοναδική διάσταση η οποία κατά τη γνώμη μου δεν μπορεί να την βρεις πουθενά άλλου στον κόσμο.
It's an amazing location, and the race only adds to that because we will go through some very beautiful locations. The route is set very well by the organizers. They know the area obviously super well, and Milos, for example, the way we go through near to Kleftiko, it's very beautiful, or through Santorini, which is everybody knows how picturesque Santorini is. Then around Rhodos, I mean, all of the route is very well thought.
For another year, one of the event's assets was that everything would start from a unique location. With a turning mark set at the base of the cliff-top gaze of the ancient Temple of Poseidon, there are few other starting venues in the offshore racing world with such a dramatic backdrop.
I think this is my first time to start in this race, and we're all very excited about starting there. We went around and had a look the other day and had dinner in the bay, and to get some sort of idea. So we're looking forward to getting out there now and deciding where we're going to start and settle down everyone into their positions.
Such a demanding race needs good preparation, and organisers are taking care of setting important safety meetings, skippers' briefings that will prove to be very helpful for the participants who are about to find themselves on the sea for several days.
Competing in a regatta like this, in a race like this, the boats need to be very well prepared. Very well prepared in different ways. They need to be having done the seminar of safety, they need to have done the seminar for first aid, and they have to follow also the skipper's meeting, which gives the details about the start and the course that they're going to be racing.
The skipper's meeting and the emphasis of the organizers on a well carried out skipper's meeting shows a lot about the organizers themselves. So, in my opinion, they take their job really seriously, and I'm really pleased with everything about the organization of the race itself. Yeah.
The first day of action could not be better, with an 18 to 22 knot Meltemi wind blowing from the north, generating white-capped seas under bright blue skies. The fleet got off to a fast start. The conditions were a truly perfect example of Aegean sailing. Life on board during such races can have ups and downs, but being prepared in supplies and food is more than essential. Even the best prepared crews can face problems en route, and this is where perseverance matters the most. Proper rest is also needed, even if it seems tough to find time for it.
A 600-mile race is effectively like running a marathon, but in sailing terms. And you need to pace yourself accordingly, and you need to prepare accordingly. We have created portions for every person for every day, making sure that they get enough calories and enough liquids. to get through the race. But it is a difficult endeavor.
The course brought all these sailors passing through some of the most beautiful Greek islands, but everyone agrees just how special it was sailing through the renowned island of Santorini under the caldera. Despite the beauty of these islands, weather conditions were also tough at times, and sailors had to give their best during the whole route. As expected, the boats and the crews had to make it through ever-changing wind and weather conditions. The Aegean Sea has always been characterised by conditions that can vary from one day to another, and this is a special test that the Aegean 600 can put forth for the teams. At an average speed of 11.3 knots around the racecourse, the performance luxury catamaran Allegra crossed the finish line with an elapsed time of 53 hours, 36 minutes and 2 seconds, establishing a new record for multi-hulls in this annual 605-mile race.
That was by far the most difficult race. I've renamed it the Aegean 6000 because that's how many manoeuvres it takes to get around the course on this boat. Thankfully, we have a fantastic crew on board. We have the people who make the sails, we have the people who do the rigging for the boat on board, we have the people that commissioned this boat originally. So we've got a very thorough understanding of this boat, and we had to use every trick we had to get this boat around that course.
The following morning, another record was set by Team Rafale. Their elapsed time of 63 hours, 2 minutes and 2 seconds smashed the previous mark for monohulls. Boats kept on crossing the finish line beneath the Temple of Poseidon, and the performances proved that the level was great. Ultimately, it was the Haga 5 team that finished the event with armfuls of trophies as winners of the Aegean 600 trophy, as well as the overall IRC class winner, the Poseidon Trophy as the overall ORC class winner, and the winners of the Maxi, ORC1 and IRC1 classes. The Aegean 600 has managed to also earn a reputation for the great social events that accompany the race. The closing ceremony was an example, with participants and organisers sharing some more moments of joy together. It was also the time for the top performers to be awarded for their efforts and cherish the moments.
It's unbelievable. It was a week with a lot of hypes, and I must say that the boat, the Aegean, is very suitable, and he loves to sail in the Aegean 600. It's a really tough race. It should be a race that becomes inside in the quota of the big 5 races, like Fastnet, Sydney Hobart, and what you can say the Caribbean 600. It's a race that you have to prepare the boat, that you have to prepare the crew, and that you also be prepared to have every kind of wind, from nothing to the top.
Very interesting course. I had some Greek friends explain it to me, but it is very different once you're on it. Of course, going around islands is a fantastic idea. There is a course in the Caribbean, the 600, but this is much more challenging. Wind conditions, anything you could imagine, from 0 to 30 knots, particularly at night. On the east coast, we had very strong Mediterranean, quite impressive and difficult to negotiate. We actually ripped the sail in it, but it was a fantastic experience.
This is hard to resist. This is going to be a major, fantastic race, I guarantee. This is going to be a fixture on the racing calendar because it's very unique. There's nothing like this in the world.
The general event, the idea of the event is really great, so yeah, we are cross our fingers for the next editions, and we would like to be participant of the 15th edition of this regatta.
The second edition of the Aegean 600 secured this race's place among the world's important offshore challenges. The complexity of the racecourse, the outstanding range of conditions, the excellence in organisation and venue, and the performance of the teams have proven this race is now on every offshore sailor's bucket list.